Welcome back to One Car Garage, where we're burning rubber, smoking meat. Episode number 3, Memphis edition. Of course, you can see me and my family took a trip to Memphis. We did the sights and sounds. We've walked down Bill Street. We've went to Graceland. We ate barbecue. We were just the ultimate tourist in Memphis, man. Had a great time. So we're gonna dub this the Memphis edition, and some of the barbecue you see us do today, or all the barbecue that you see on this video, will be Memphis inspired, or we'll have a Memphis flair. And as we do the work on the Falcon, we're going to be inspired by Elvis's key phrase of TCB, taking care of business. And what I mean by that is a little less talk and a lot more action. Last video ran an hour. We're going to try to keep this one closer to 30 minutes. This is the last opportunity you have to sign up for the current grab bag giveaway. Folks, I've already added more to it. Again, I'm going to make myself stop. I'm going to make myself stop and not add any more to this, I think. I'll give you the final details on how we're going to do the drawing and everything at the end of this video. You know, initially I said I want this grab bag to stay around $100. We're well over $100. Whoever wins this, you got you something, man. It's to me a really neat giveaway. So, hey, you need to do a real quick shout out you'll see my shirt that says Sunrise. If you go to Memphis, Sunrise Memphis, remember that. And if you forget it, come back and rewatch this video in its entirety, and you'll see Sunrise Memphis, and you'll go, oh yeah, that's the place that Mark from One Car Garage told us to go. Guys, if you go to Memphis, you're going to be wanting to eat breakfast somewhere. You're going to say, well, we'll go to Waffle House, or we'll go to Cracker Barrel, we'll go to McDonald's, or we'll stay home and cook. No. Go to Sunrise Memphis. A trip to Memphis without eating breakfast at Sunrise Memphis, I'll go so far to say, is a wasted trip. It's that good. Shout out to Steve at Sunrise Memphis. When I bought my shirt, hey, they've got a shirt. They didn't have any available, or I'd have been wearing it. And then the front of the shirt is a bullnose Ford. If you don't know what a bullnose Ford is, that is a bullnose Ford. And I'm definitely into Fords. I can't hide that fact, and I do drive. My daily driver is an 84 bullnose, so that's what caught my attention on the shirt. But the place is wonderful, great. I get the kitchen sink, couple eggs, cheese grits, bacon, sausage. Their biscuits are phenomenal. Sunrise Memphis. Don't go to Memphis without eating there. So, hey, we got a pork shoulder on the pit this morning. Smoke's been rolling since late last night. Running it at 225 for an hour and a half, 2 hours per pound. This is going to be about an 18-hour cook, so we started it late last night. Gonna finish the brakes up on the Falcon on this episode. Probably from there we'll get into putting in some floors, but we'll see as time allows. So y'all stick with us here. Welcome back to One Car Garage. Glad to have you. Let's get started working on the 62 Falcon. Well, all right, here we are living that barbecue life. I'm going to show you here. Let me get it in screen. This is a new charcoal. I've never used it. It's called Jealous Devil. It says chunks, extra large, lump charcoal. I don't use a whole lot of lump charcoal. I know a lot of people that's all they'll use. But I did want to for this cook for really no in particular reason other than I just saw this particular charcoal. It's new to me. It's a new offering, and I thought I would give it a try. What we are doing, we've got about a 10-pound pork shoulder, and we're going to have a little Memphis inspiration, and we're going to do it, and they take several hours to cook. So we're starting it tonight. It's late 30, and we'll smoke it all through, probably all through the night and a good portion of tomorrow, and I'll kind of keep you abreast of what's going on. I'm going to go in the house in a minute. I'll get some kind of B-roll footage of what we're going to do. I'm going to, not necessarily a Memphis inspiration here, but it's just something I do. We're going to rub it down with a good coating of mustard, and we're going to hit it real heavy with one of the Memphis rubs that I got while we were in Memphis. I'm either going to go with the Rendezvous or the BB King. I don't know. I'll show you when I'm getting when I get the B-roll here. But we're going to get this smoker fired up, get this thing on, and I'll probably catch up with you guys tomorrow during daylight. Alright guys, one of the first things we've got to do is take this this little brass union that's mounted to the rear end of this car, where all the brake lines for the rear tie in. When we were finishing the brake lines on the last video, we found out that one of the ports was stripped, and so that has to be replaced. It's proved to be a bit difficult to find, although it is found, but I came up with a little more universal fitting. These are bubble flares though, so we're going to have to go from a bubble flare to a standard flare. We're going to make some fittings to do that. You may not like the way I'm doing it, but that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to get in there and replace that. But to do so, I'm sure that bolt that's there has probably got it extremely stuck. And so we're going to mix up some of my concoction here, which is automatic transmission fluid and acetone in equal parts, 50-50 part. And it is a fantastic penetrating oil. And we're going to put it in one of our little squirt bottles. Look like that. If you don't have one, then all you need to do is sign up for the giveaway, because there's going to be one of those little oil looby-dooby bottles in the giveaway. So 50-50 parts of acetone and automatic transmission fluid. I'm using a mixing cup just because I had one here, but you could use anything, I guess, as long as you're using equal parts. Doesn't have to be exactly precise, but we want to be pretty close. All right. It will ruin this little pump eventually. Now, the acetone will eat the seals up. And this is an L cheapy oil pump. But we're going to get under here and get a good soaking on here with this penetrant, and see if we can get this brass union taken off. All right, this is the brass union we're talking about. And as you can see, this side was stripped. I put a little plug in it there just because we were power washing under here last time. We're going to soak this thing down with some acetone ATF mixture. And I'm going to give it a good soaking here. All right, that should do. We are going to do this. Let this sit for a second. Maybe spray it again. I don't know. Might do a little more cleaning up back here while we're under here. Really want to get this thing clean. We will check the diff and make sure that we've got enough fluid in it while we're under here. Try to get all this back end brake line stuff buttoned up this morning. We're going to do some more adjusting on this, but just to show you that there's more than one way to skin a cat, this will work. Okay, not factory, but definitely will work. And that's where we're going to go with that. All right. Now we've got a union to hook everything up. We got to make a few more brake lines to get all this buttoned up. All right. From the passenger side all the way around the rear end, got our new union here. And over to the driver's side. There is definitely more than one way to skin a cat. From the front, everything's hooked up, bolted up tight. We'll see if it leaks. I guarantee you there's somebody saying that's going to leak, and you know, hey, if it does, we'll address that. But I can guarantee you that's tight. Every fit that I made right there is tighter than Dick's hat band, and they're flared correctly and made correctly. I don't see any reason that that's going to leak. I bet it'll work. and it'll be fine. Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. We'll check the internal temp on that in a minute. I imagine we still got a few more hours to go on it though. Low and slow, baby. Hey, while we were under there working on the brakes, I decided to check the rear differential, completely empty of fluid, so, or of oil. So we went ahead and I didn't get any footage of it, but we added gear lube to the rear differential, completely dry, or at least it held a lot. If there was any in there, it wasn't much. So I think I'm going to test fit some of this floor metal in here, because I am still waiting on the front brake lines to come in. So let's see how it fits. Well, it's the next morning. I ran into a stopping point yesterday, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I want to stop. We're getting ready to start. In between finishing the brakes up, we're going to start putting in the new metal in the floors. And if you're a backyard builder or a shade tree mechanic, whatever you want to say, you might not have put in floor pans before. And guys, I'm telling you, you learned every skill you need to do this in kindergarten. The way I do them is, I'm not going to say different than everybody else, because it's not. I learned this from somebody. This is not a unique way of doing things, but we're not welding. You don't have to weld. There's ways to do this that will be structurally sound and will be just fine. I've seen people put in road signs with self-tapping screws. Okay, I'm not saying that that's a good idea. I personally am not going to go that route. We're going to use a method that works, using 3M panel adhesive, stainless steel rivets. You'll see what we're going to do, but we want to slow down and make sure that we get this right. And let me flip you around here and show you what I mean by this. Okay, so yesterday we fit the metal. You know, we fit it in here, and I took and I laid it in, and I painted the edge so that I would have a map. I would know when the metal's not here, everything inside this paint line can be replaced. But as you look at that, you know, up here in the transmission tunnel, this metal is all good from the factory, okay? So there's no reason to get into that metal. Right here, you have part of the subframe, or whatever you want to call it, because this is a unibody car. The floor is actually a structural component. So we don't want to take anything away and degrade the strength of this vehicle. And by the way we're going to do it, what I'm saying is everywhere that there's good metal, we're going to leave it, and we're just going to replace the bad. I mean, obviously you got a big hole, huge hole there, big huge hole here, but this channel's good, and there's tons of spot welds that are difficult to deal with. And with that new metal, there was this wonky looking overlay that will not be as strong as what it is from the factory. So we're going to come in here and identify the area we want to cut out. We'll lay our metal in here, we'll trace as a pattern, cut that out, and that will be the piece that we replace. You'll see as I go along exactly what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to deal with this one section at a time. In other words, we're not going to look at the complete and total side. We're going to say, all right, this is the back and this is the front. And for right now this morning, because, you know, I'm only going to work for about an hour or so, we're going to identify the back area that we want to cut out. And it may be a weird shape or something, and that it doesn't matter, because every bit of this will be clean, primed, painted, and covered with sound deadener before it's all said. Let me get you set up, and I'll show you my method for starting the floor replacement. And of course, we got them acting wild this morning, so you may hear them in the back. All right, first thing I want to do is come in here and sweep this out. Now, as I say, where we have good metal, we're not going to replace. We're just going to replace where there's bad metal. I want to come in here and find me a starting point, start identifying. Straight lines are easier to cut, so I'm going to come in here and draw us a pattern. All right, that is our pattern. You can see, like I say, I told you it'd be kind of a wonky shape, but everything outside of that pattern is good metal, and there's no reason to, replace it. We just replace that one area, and it should give us a little extra metal to work with up here on the toe boards. But I think we're going to see about cutting that out this morning, guys. When you do this, be safe. I mean, a cut wheel on a and you may look like a goofball, but at least you can look, because you hadn't ruined your eyes from getting metal in it from a cutoff wheel on a grinder. I mean, that's a dangerous tool. If you haven't used one, they're violent. I mean, but it does the job. It does it quick. So just be careful. Gloves, face shield, that type of deal. Okay, we have got the basic shape cut out. But you're going to see, it doesn't just fall out, because you've got these areas that are spot welded. We're going to have to come in here and drill out the spot welds. We're going to have some spot welds to drill out down here, and then it will come out. All in all, I'm going to be pretty happy with that once we get that out of there. Okay, I'm probably going to do some more cleaning on this, but I don't want to deal with any kind of flash rust, anything like that. I cleaned it up with a wire wheel real good. We're going to wipe it down with some lacquer thinner, hit it with some rusty metal primer, get a coating on there. We may do some more wire wheeling on this. That'll work. All right, picking up where we left off, we got floor metal cut out. Still waiting on brake parts. There's, I think, supposed to come in today, and we can pick back up. And what I want to do, though, and I'm going to flip you around here and show you, is, we've got the entire piece of metal for the passenger side and the driver's side both. But being that I'm not putting it in as one complete piece, and we're doing just like I showed you, we're just replacing what is bad metal, then I'm going to get this cut down to a more manageable piece. Let me flip you around. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so we've got the rot cut out. Again, we want to leave as much of the factory metal as we possibly can. The floor being an integral part of the structure, we don't want to weaken it or degrade it any. We want to leave as much of the factory structure, factory metal as we can, replace just the major rotted areas. So I don't need to lay this entire piece of metal in as one unit. It'd be a lot easier to have a manageable piece. And so let's take a look at that and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Like this area is not going to be used. So you might as well come in and cut this down to a more manageable size. We'll lay it in place. We'll get under the car. We'll draw a reverse template basically. We'll give ourselves the 1-inch relief. We'll cut it, lay it in, fit it. We'll be good to go. So let me show you what we're doing here. All right, that's a much manageable size. I mean, we can deal with that. So we're going to lay it in, get it laid in good and tight, and we're going to get underneath and draw our pattern and cut that. Okay, here it is, new metal laid in, and I mean it's going to have a good fit. There's a lot of this junk I could clean up, but for what we're doing, we don't need to. But I mean, that's good solid metal. So now we're going to get underneath and basically trace our pattern so that we know what to cut. Slight change of plans, and guys, that happens. I know I said that we were going to cut out this smaller pattern, whatever, but when I got this fit in here, I really like this fit, and this gives me more space to put adhesive. So we've cut out the underside. I think I'll still probably follow that pattern just to pull the metal tight with the rivets. Once we get those in, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm liking this fit right here. We'll have to re-drill our holes for our seat belts. No problem there. But this is, I think I'm liking this. It's going to be nice and clean. Keep in mind that this is going to have rivets around the entire perimeter. It's going to have 3M panel adhesive underneath it. And then we will likely follow the pattern that we cut to secure that to the 2 sheets of metal together. So they'll probably just in this one area be upwards of 100 rivets. So this will be nice and secure. When we get all the floors in, everything will be wire wheeled cleaned, and then we'll go over it with sound deadener. So you won't see any of this. Just hang tight and you'll see how it all comes together. We got the floor prepped. I hit it with a flat disc, cleaned it up best I'm going to clean it up. We have taken the metal and hit it with a coat of rusty red primer. We're going to hit it with a coat of black paint here next, and then I'll show you how we put these floors in. Okay, guys, this is what we're using, and you may already know about it. If you don't, it's panel bonding adhesive made by 3M. Of course, 3M widely known as a very good company. You can usually rely on their products very much so. So you can see here the work time is 90 minutes. I'm guessing you can see that. Clamp time 4 hours and cure time 24. Now we're going to put it in. It's not going to take us 90 minutes to get it put in here. The clamps that we're using are the rivets. So essentially once we get it put in, we'll rivet it in. I'll show you that. And then we will let it cure for 24 hours. And then you're not getting it up. I'll promise you that. You short of using a chisel, a cutting torch, or a cut wheel on a grinder, it is not coming up. So for those of you that are saying, well, you need to weld that in, man, I hear you if that's how you want to do it, but I've done floors this way and they are rock solid. So let me get it in and I'll show you what we're doing here. So what's pretty cool about this stuff is it comes with these tips. Of course, you have to have the right kind of caulk gun, and I don't know what it's called, but I'm calling it a caulk gun. And the tips, it mixes the 2 parts. Let me see if I can get it here. It mixes the 2 parts as it really cool. I'm gonna try to get it in here. I'm gonna lay a bead, and remember, we can go all the way to that paint line, our map. Okay, well, with really no rhyme or reason or pattern or anything like that, we just want to get a good amount down that we know is gonna adhere. This stuff has got glass beads in it. You can't really see them, but it makes it to where you cannot put too thin of a bead in or too thick of a bead. It's gonna clamp to the correct thickness, supposedly. But all I know is I've put floors in with 3M panel bond before, and it flat works. I mean, and I'm using stainless steel rivets, guys. Don't use aluminum rivets. Use stainless steel rivets. They're 3/16 by quarter, so there's not going to be a whole lot of grab or grip hanging out, a lot of extra. And when we get done with that, we'll go underneath and we'll paint everything. So anyway, let's get this metal in, and I'll show you what it looks like when we get it in and we're putting the rivets in. I just wanted to show you guys. You can get these off of like eBay, Amazon, but stainless steel blind rivets. These are 3/16 by a quarter. And I mean, you don't want to use aluminum rivet. You buy aluminum rivets to do this, that's on you, man. I like to get a few in different locations. you know, just get a couple different locations and then come back and get them all. That's the method I use. Right or wrong, that's what I'm doing. But if you don't think that's tight, that's tighter than Dick's hat band. Whoever Dick is, he had a tight hat. I don't want to get the Joe's hand cleaner hat dirty. Okay, this is what you're looking at. We will still, I'm going to hit it, I'm going to clean it up and hit it with a coat of rusty red primer, maybe hit it with a coat of paint, but I may wait because I actually go around the edges. Probably going to go around it with some fiberglass. There is absolutely no reason to do that. I've just always done it, and I do it on the bottom as well to make sure there's no nooks and crannies where mud and water can get in there. It will be rock solid when we get completely done with it. But they're installed, and I mean that's not going anywhere. I mean, if you can get that up, once this stuff cures, you can get it up with anything short of a grinder, cutting torch, air chisel, I'll kiss your ass. Well, all right, guys, we're going to wrap the day up here using a little of the Joe's hand cleaner, the waterless red label Joe's hand cleaner. If you don't have any, man, all you got to do is sign up for my giveaway. It's included and will always be included in the giveaways here at One Car Garage. I'm a big fan of Joe's waterless hand cleaner. The red label, the 105, is just real good cleaner. They have the green label, the 405's got the little scrub in it. When you've really got your hands filthy, that's the way to go. Man, this stuff smells good. It is my favorite smelling. I just love the smell of this stuff. So Joe's doesn't pay me to, this isn't a paid advertisement for Joe's. I'm just a big fan of their product. American made product since 1948. Right over here in the state of Oklahoma, Yukon, Oklahoma is where it says they're from. I believe their slogan's forming relationships one hand at a time. It says it right on the, proudly made America, building relationships one hand at a time. Joe's hand cleaner, it's great stuff. I use it every single day of my life. So we got the back floorboards put in. That thing is rock solid. It's not coming up. Don't let anybody tell you that that's not the way to do it. I don't care if you do it that way or not. It's how I'm doing it. You can say, well, I'm going to I don't have a welder, so I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and buy a 110 volt welder, and I'm going to flux core weld these things. What you're going to do is blow a bunch of holes in your floor. So, I mean, when that 3M body panel adhesive sets up, it's not coming up. I mean, I'm not doing a concourse restoration. I've told y'all that. So say, well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sell that to my customer. But in this case, I would, because I'm the customer. So those floorboards will last longer than I'm on this planet. So, hey, anyway, you guys, I appreciate you hanging in there with us at One Car Garage, and we'll be back here shortly for you guys. And we'll get started on some brakes. All right, welcome back to One Car Garage. Beautiful Saturday morning. The birds are singing and the sun is shining. You couldn't ask for a better day. We've got the smoke pit already fired up. Going to run 3 racks of ribs today, possibly more, I don't know. Going to try to get brake lines finished. I've got the brake hoses in. Amazon finally, after a month of Sundays, guys, it took forever to get them here. And I spent a lot of time waiting on parts. I don't mind waiting 2 or 3 days, but when it's nearly 2 weeks waiting on, anyway, it's frustrating sometimes. It used to be a whole lot better. It's just not any good anymore. So we're going to do that. Going to get the car up on jack stands, see if we can't get everything bled out, get the air out of the lines. We're going to have to pop the drums off. I haven't even done that yet. I couldn't even tell you if this car's got shoes on it. I don't know. So going to focus on brakes today. Let's get going here at One Car Garage. Okay, before I kind of made called an audible here. Before we get into hooking this last brake line up here on the driver's side, I think I need to go ahead and look at wheel cylinders. And, you know, we've got everything off. We might as well. So, all right, let me get y'all in here and show you guys something. I wanted to go ahead and I don't know why, but I suspected that somebody had been in here. Now, I don't know how old these brake shoes are, but for right now, they will suffice. There is tons of meat left on them. We will change them, but everything looks, I mean, it's all here. We're not just missing parts, and it's not, you know, filthy and trash looking. I don't think, I mean, while these may be old, I don't think they were done very long before the car. They don't have a lot of miles on them, that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to get into this just right now, because I have on order all of the front suspension parts. So all of this has got to come back off. I just wanted to look at it and see what we were dealing with. kind of in preparation. So I'm going to pack the wheel bearings just lightly. We're going to change them as well, but I'm going to get it all put back together for right now, and we're going to move ahead with the lines. All right, what we got going on, we got this side hooked up and went fine. Came over to this side, gonna do the same thing. And this, oh yeah, you can see I've got it took apart. This hose was in horrible shape, and it ended up breaking. So now we're gonna get in here and take this entire side apart, because we got to get that wheel cylinder out, and nobody in my area has one. I'm gonna have to order them. So yeah, we got the drum brake kit. Hadn't had it out in a while, but everything will be in here. Makes life a little bit easier. I just have to reteach myself how to use it. Well, this has turned into one of those days, man. And here's the deal. We could finish the brakes, put them all together, button them up, bleed them out, go, okay, brakes are done. But we're going to tear it right back apart, because this front end is trashed, man. I mean, we need ball joints, we need tie rod ends. I mean, it's got to be rebuilt. So I've got the parts ordered for it, but you know, this is the nature of the beast. When you're building an old car, especially one like this, that's it's a Ford, I'll say it. Ford has got some wonky things that they do. It's also a fairly unique car in the fact that not a lot of people are building a 62 Falcon sedan, yada, yada, yada. So the parts aren't just readily available. You can't run right down to the parts store and grab what you need. A lot of times you're going to have to order it, and that's fine. This isn't like a daily driver that, you know, I'm waiting on to get done. I just wanted to get to that point to where I'm running, driving, stopping. It's going to be a little bit longer, but I want it done right. So we may not finish brakes on this particular episode. Oh, don't mind me just eating a rib. Had to take me a break here to chow down on a Smithfield extra meaty baby back rib covered in that head country apple habanero. I don't think the combination can be beat. Got those ribs done from yesterday. Golly, you talk about meat candy now. Smithfield baby back ribs, extra meaty baby back ribs from Smithfield. You see that head country sauce just dripping off of them. Apple habanero. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to brag. These are some of the best ribs I've ever done. And you can do them too. This is not rocket science. 225 degrees for 3, 4, 5 hours. It just kind of depends on how thick and meaty the rib is. What you want to do is buy you just a cheap meat thermometer. You can get them at the Walmart or Lowe's or wherever. Anyway, get a digital one. Insert in between the bones. When it hits about 180 to 185, pull them ribs, wrap them in aluminum foil and let them sit. Once they've set for a while, they can slice like money now. And the thing about it is, everybody says pull off the bone, fall off the bone. Anybody can cook meat into mush. You want to hit that point, man, to where the meat's tender, but it has a little bit of pull to it on the bone. Not tough, just a little pull. But excuse me while I chow down right quick. Last one. Got one of them little ones. Look at that apple habanero. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried that, oh wait, you can try it, because all you got to do is enter the giveaway, and you're getting a bottle of apple habanero from Head Country in the giveaway. And then you can cook you some Smithfield extra meaty baby back ribs and drench them in apple habanero. If you don't like apple habanero, well, I'm gonna send you a bottle of original as well. Alright guys, that's where we're going to wrap up this week's video. I didn't get everything done that I started out to do, but that's the nature of a beast when you're building a project. You know, you run into obstacles and things that kind of keep it prolonged and ongoing. And you saw where we ran into the brakes. We really can't finish them because we've got some front end issues that we need to go to. and I'm sure the front end issues as we do those will lend to something else. That's just how it is with an old project. That's okay. It's what's going to keep the content going. I wanted a few minutes here though, because I know I've ran over the 30 minutes that I was shooting for. I'm going to get better at that. There's just a lot to cover. So I wanted to go over the giveaway though and show you the things that we've added to the giveaway. I'm not going to go into great detail about everything that's in the giveaway box. You can go back and watch the other two videos and see from the beginning what we were giving away. All that stuff is still there, including a $50 gift card to O'Reilly's that will be included with everything in the giveaway box. So the giveaway box started out going to be about a $100 giveaway box. It's way beyond that now. What we've added this week though, you're getting 200 from Scorpion, or from me, but they're Scorpion 8-inch zip ties. To me, the 8-inch zip ties pretty well the most universal. It's what I use more than anything. You know, you can clip off what you don't need. There, I've added more little trees, man. There's a grand total of like 36 little trees in there. I mean, we added cotton candy, coffee shop, dragon fruit, a 6-pack of the Supernova, and a Caribbean colada, plus all the ones that we already showed you. You've got 2 little squirty bottle thingies. These are brand new. These are goldenrods. You know, they're not real big, but if you're doing the penetrating oil, one thing that I meant to mention to you, if you're using the 50-50 mix of transmission fluid and acetone, you need to be sure and shake that up. And I would mix it in smaller batches. I mean, this is easy, hand size. There's no reason to have a big gallon spray of it. So that, all right, from STP, a high mileage oil treatment. So now you're getting 1, 2, 3 oil treatments. One to be included is this high mileage, and you're getting the 3 fuel treatments that were in there. So guys, just a whole lot of stuff. Like I say, go back and check the other videos out. You can see the other things that are included in this box. And last but not least, you see me use it, and we're going to get into a little bit more of the smoking meat side of burning rubber and smoking meat with One Car Garage. I know I've showed y'all some stuff that I've smoked, but I hadn't really got into any real depth. But as you can see, my go-to barbecue sauce, Head Country. You're going to get 2 bottles of Head Country, 1 bottle of apple habanero. Guys, it's not super hot. It's not, to me, and I like hot food, it doesn't really have any heat whatsoever. It just has a real good sweetness to it. It's just real good. And then if you're, in case that's not your deal, I'm going to throw in a bottle of the original Head Country. Again, I've tried all kind of barbecue sauces. I'm not knocking anybody's, but Head Country is my go-to ride or die barbecue sauce. It's what I'm going to use 100% of the time, unless somebody requests me to use something else. But I mean, Head Country to me is where it's at. So that's what we've got added to the giveaway box this week. This is how you're going to get signed up. Just like in the weeks past, I've had you go to another channel, like, subscribe, leave a comment saying hi from One Car Garage, and come back and let me know you did that, and you'll get signed in. We're going to do that again this week. It's not a car garage this week. I want you to check out this channel that I've been watching for several years. I actually think I started watching them when they just kind of got going, and it's a channel called Harmless Farmer. And the Harmless Farmer follows Detweiler Farms. There was a man by the name of Andy Detweiler, and he started this channel. And you're going to see why the channel's called Harmless Farmer. It's somewhat of a play on words. Andy had no arms, and he was a farmer, and ran a large corn and soybean operation in Midwest Ohio. And I got to watching him. The way I found him was I was looking for a fitting that goes on the end of my grease gun. I wanted something that was a quick connect. And I had YouTube some channels, and I come across this Harmless Farmer, and they're using this. And I get to watching, and Andy's using this grease gun with this quick connect fitting with his feet. He had no arms. And this man was amazing. You talk about an inspiration. If you think you're having, rough times in life, you go watch Andy, because he didn't let things knock him down. He moved forward with life, and I'm telling you, this guy was phenomenal. Everything you and I do, he did. Think about trying to open a Coke and pour it into a cup. This man did it with his feet. He drove a vehicle. He drove a tractor. He ran a huge farm operation, and he had no arms. And it didn't look like to me he let it slow him down not one bit. Unfortunately, Andy passed away last year from cancer, but his daughter Kylie and her soon-to-be husband Cannon and Andy's wife Corky have kept the channel going, and they're still adding content. And of course, we're getting into spring here, and so you can check out their spring planting and that type of thing. It's just a real interesting channel. I'm a big fan of A Harmless Farmer, and I want you to go check them out. And what you're going to do this week to be registered for the giveaway, you're going to go to the most recent video on Harmless Farmer. You're going to leave a comment that says, "Hi, Harmless Farmer, from Mark at One Car Garage." And then you're going to come back and you're going to subscribe to their channel. Guys, every time you go leave these comments, you have to subscribe to those folks' channel as well. You're going to come back to my channel, One Car Garage, and leave me a comment saying that, "Hey, I left a comment, Mark, enter me into the drawing for this week." This is the third and final week for this drawing. The past 3 videos, you've had opportunities. So if you didn't get signed up in the past, you still can, as long as it's done before I put out the next video. All right. So I'm putting these videos out and on Fridays. Prior to me putting the next video out, the 4th video, I will draw a name on Thursday from the list of people that have qualified and have met the qualification criteria. And that name will be pinned in a comment, and I'll also talk about it at the first of the next video, the first of the 4th video. I will talk about who won. And you'll need to email me. I'll give you that contact information and let me know that, "Hey, Mark, I'm the winner," and I'll let you know what I need to do to validate that you are who you are, because there are unscrupulous people out there, and hopefully none of my viewers are watching that would do this, but I would hate for somebody to try to claim that they were the winner when they weren't. Fortunately for me, I have a way to validate that you are who you are. Real quick, lower 48 only. I can't ship this stuff international. Your chances, if you're local to me, if you know me, are pretty good, because I'm a new channel. I don't have a ton of followers, and so pretty good chance that somebody here local to me is going to win this. If you do, just get with me on social media, or I'll get with you, and I'll actually hand deliver your stuff, and you may get a shot on the channel. I may see, if you don't mind, will video me giving it to you. If that happens, if somebody in Hamtramck, Michigan wins it, great. I'm going to ship it to you, man, and we'll get it to you. But a Harmless Farmer, that's where I want you to go check them out. I hope you enjoy their content and check out their channel. I hope you enjoy my content. I hope I'm not giving you something that's boring and that you don't enjoy, and if so, I hope you're still watching it. Maybe you're watching just to laugh at me or laugh with me. I'm good either way on that too. I've got big shoulders and I can take it. We're just here showing my content of my hobbies, working on old junk Fords and smoking meat, man. So we appreciate y'all today. Thank you for staying with us. Hey, drive like the next guy's your buddy. Enjoy life, man. It's fleeting. It's not here for long. Hug your mama if she's still with you, and above all, have fun.